What's up, y'all? Sorry I'm late. It was a long episode, and then I was having some technical issues. I was having some issues with getting some stuff together. But we are here. We are here. We are here. Baby, we are back. It's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And listen, if this first episode is any indication of where this season is getting ready to go, it's getting ready to go exactly where I predicted it was going to go. Sutton, buckle up, Buttercup. Buckle up, Buttercup. We're going to get into it this episode. But baby, buckle up, Buttercup. We said it last year when Garcel left. We said this is going to be your season of comeuppance. And based on the way these women are talking about you, that is exactly what the expectation is. And I'm going to be here for all of it. Oh, yes, Tawanda. I'm with you, girl. I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be right here for it. Okay? Y'all come on in. So let's go ahead and get this party started. So it's a new season. So, we got to do the whole, let everybody catch up kind of thing. Now, it looks like we start off with a scene with Bowles and with Dorit. It looks like Bowles and Dorit are hanging out and they're friends outside of, they're friends outside of filming. When we talk about these housewives, we always have to put a caveat in there. Who's actually hanging out when we're not filming? And that's why I don't agree with what I still don't agree. See, let me finish my thought. I still don't agree with what Carlos King said about Sutton and Garcelle. I don't believe what he said. I still don't believe what he said. Do I think that what he said about people being friends and being alliances and only being friends for the camera or being friends for the alliance, does that exist in reality TV? Absolutely. I just do not agree that that's what the deal was with Sutton and Garcelle. Now, Carlos always acts like he's got this inside track and he knows all the girls and he knows all the things. But I honestly think that they really were friends. And here's why I'm more convinced than ever that they were actually friends. Because at the end of the day, if they weren't really friends, if this was all just an alliance for the show, Garcelle would have just pivoted. Thank you, Miss Pretty Amazing. Thank you, you guys. You've watched 331 of my videos. Well, my gosh, you are one of my number one fans, and I appreciate you, my love. If this was simply an alliance for the cameras, baby, Garcelle had 6 other women she could have shifted her alliance to. The fact that she walked away and the fact that she was so upset and hurt and the fact that she cut everybody off tells me that this wasn't just for the show. She's really hurt by what she feels like happened between her and Sutton. You don't get that mad and you don't react that way over somebody that wasn't really a friend, over somebody you just were a work acquaintance with and you had a work alliance with. That's just not how people move. So that's why I am convinced. And listen, everybody's friendship looks differently. It may not be the kind of friendship that we would have with somebody, but I think they really were friends. But anyway, with that being said, I never cared for their friendship, but I don't like Sutton. Well, that's fair. That's fair. So Dorit is talking to Bo. So they talk about the whole PK of it all. Look. So then they got a picture of PK kissing some woman on the street. Dorit said that was the day she went and filed for divorce. Girl, okay. I mean, after the way you dogged him out at the reunion, I mean, if I was PK, I wouldn't give a damn either. Like, you dogged that man out at the reunion. I've been on the street kissing somebody else too. Then she said, after she filed, she was like, it made headline news. Girl, you are not that serious. Like, Dorit, you are not the Queen of England. Like, girl, like, I mean, yeah, it made the blogs and everything, but girl, let's not act like it was breaking news and they interrupted, Young and the Restless to tell everybody that you and, PK were getting divorced. Like, that's not. Then she's going to say, And Kyle called me 3 days later. And if she was really interested in fixing our friendship, I mean, that would have been a perfect opportunity. Girl, you act like nobody has anything else going on in their life. You act like you and Kyle were in a really good space. The fact that she reached out to you 3 days later, I think that was a good thing. Like, you're expecting her to treat you the way she would have treated you when y'all were friends. Because here's the reality of the situation. When Kyle thought that y'all was still good friends and she was treating you like you was still her good girlfriend, that wasn't good enough. And far be it for me to defend Kyle about any damn thing. But my thing is this, if me and you were really good friends, well, child, they can't even agree on whether they were really good friends or not, but okay. But if me and you were friends and we fall out and we are working on building up our friendship, you probably, I mean, me calling you to check on you, I think is a good thing. Natasha said that she found the episode to be boring. I found the episode to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8. I mean, it wasn't a 10. I mean, it didn't blow me away. There was nothing spectacular about it, but there were some things that laid the foundation for me. But I can see what you're saying. I always root for Black first, but Bose, and I like the underdog, but Sutton last season, shaking my head. Yeah, Bose, y'all know I've been a Sutton fan. Like, y'all can go back. Now, I go up and down with Sutton. I think sometimes she do the most, but I have always been a Sutton fan. But yeah, girl, and we'll get there when we get there. When we get to the conversation about Garcel, we'll get there. Girl, you said not an 8. You said maybe a 5. I got you. I could dig it. So that just irritated me because I was like, girl, you wanting. You wanting Kyle to give you a whole lot, but again, I feel like Dorit, your storyline is going to be Kyle again, and I can't. The next scene is, hold on, I got to get tea for this one. The next scene is, shit, now I can't find my baby. The next scene is Kyle and her daughters talking about her daughter's wedding. Girl, we don't care. And you talking about Mauricio out in these streets. Listen, Mauricio's in these streets. Mauricio's for the streets. Mauricio is about the streets. Okay, that is who he is. That's what he's going to be. And again, Kyle, if this is going to be your storyline this season, is your daughter's wedding, which I feel like Kyle's storyline is going to be her daughter's wedding. So we don't care nothing about it. Now, the next scene is the scene why I said, first of all, y'all know I love Kathy's ass. Because Kathy, she plays Nutty Professor very well. And I find it to be interesting. I know that Kathy Hilton is not as ditzy as Kathy Hilton pretends to be. But I also love how they just fucking let her get away with that shit. I love how Kathy is just Kathy and they let her get away with it. It's fucking brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is brilliant that Kathy Hilton gives us this whole Nutty Professor vibe and people eat it up. I eat it up. So we have killed Kathy and we have Rachel Zoe. Now, I wasn't really watching Bravo when Rachel Zoe had her first reality show, so I don't know anything about, I mean, I know who Rachel Zoe is, but I don't know anything about her personal life because I didn't watch her reality show. So for me, all of this is going to be new information for me. I knew she was going through a divorce, but I didn't know anything about her being on the show and her having her kids and her husband and all of that. So what I was able to gather through her multiple scenes is she was with her husband for over 20 years because they were together for 18 years before she had her first child, and her oldest son is 14. So she has 2 boys, 14 and 11. She left her husband a year ago. She told us that her husband has been with his girlfriend for a year. So she was like, you do the math. So, okay, clearly we can read between the lines. Okay. If you left him a year ago and he had his girlfriend for a year, we got it. We can do the math. That's real easy math. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay. Then we got a little bit of her history. And like I said, I know that she is a stylist to the stars. And I know she has brands on top of brands on top of brands. So I knew that about her. But she talked about how she got started through Tommy Hilfiger. And then she became a red carpet girl. And then she created her own brand empire. And she said she's got over 60 different I forgot how she worded it, but basically she's got over 60 different items that she sells that's branded by her, or 60 different, I don't want to say items, because like for example, she has bedwear, like bed stuff. So she's got sheets and comforters and all of that goes in bedding. So that's not one item. So I forget the exact label. I mean, I forget the exact wording she used, but she's got over 60 of those entities, right? So she's got a whole mogul situation, and she is showing up over Kathy Hilton's house to help style her for this trip she getting ready to take. And she was like, my friends ask me to come over all the time, and of course I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be like, hey girl, take that off. That's a no. And that vintage Gucci bag that she bought for Kathy to take with her to Europe was absolutely gorgeous. Like, I need friends like that. I need friends that's just gonna show up with a vintage Gucci bag that I can borrow. Like, I just need that in my life. And it was so cute. That bag was bad. Do you hear me? Excuse me, Rachel Zoe. Hello, right here. Hey girl. If you need somebody to just, send stuff to that you cleaning out your closet, baby, I will give you my address. Okay, because that bag was so cute. And basically, that's when she talks to Kathy Hilton about the divorce, the separation, and things like that. We do meet one of her sons who's absolutely hilarious. I don't know if he was coached or if he is just an old man. Because when she was talking to him, baby, she was talking to him like he's an old man. And I mean, he was responding like he is an old man. Like, he was like, well, divorce happens. And she was like, well, you're going to be with your dad. Do you want to spend? She was like, do you want to spend time with your dad? He was like, yeah. I mean, I like him. She was like, you like him? Yeah, he's my dad. I like him. It was just hilarious, just the way he was talking. I'm like, yeah, I like him. He's my dad. Something else he said that I thought was absolutely hilarious. I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. But it was just funny. And again, I don't know him well enough to be like, girl, did you coach him? But the more he talked, the more I realized, oh, he's just an old man. You know what I mean? Like, he is just an old man. Hold on a second, y'all. Oh, Quake, you would love that bag, honey. You would listen. You would love that bag. She's worth $35 million. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. In other words, me and him, we tight. Yeah. It was something. It was something. He said something like, "Well, divorce happens," or these things happen. It was something like that, and I was like, "What?" But the more he talked, the more I was like, "Okay, no, he wasn't coached. This is how it sounds like. This is just how he talks." But it was a cute scene between her and her son. I think he was the 11-year-old. I'm not sure. When they're like that 11 and 14, I would have to see both of them together to know which one is which. But I think he was I don't know, child, but he was one of her sons. So that was a cute scene. And again, they gave us flashbacks from her reality show. So we got to see when she was pregnant with her son. We got to see her husband. And she said, that she feels like the mistake was made where her and her husband started working together, and they gave us some flashback scenes, and her husband did look like he was maybe difficult to work with. But again, me not having the full context of the show, I don't want to put a bad label on him because they're showing us clips to support with her narrative. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody here watched her reality show, let me know if that was a accurate depiction of her son, of her husband on the show, or if that was sort of selective. Y'all let me know. Okay. What's up, Romeo? Hey, boo. So the next scene we have Erica and we have Kyle. Listen. They're on their way to Sutton's house. Sutton is having a garden party. Her mom is in town, so we get to see Reba again. And see, oh, it was accurate. Okay, thank you, Mel. Thank you, Mel Bricks. Thank you, boo. Let me tell you something. Her husband was an ass the whole time. Okay, okay. Ooh, not I believe he played for the other team. Well, he got a whole nother girlfriend now. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. And when I'm going to say y'all, I mean all of us, myself included. The whole fandom of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Because whether we loved it or hated it, whether we were criticizing it or praising it, the fact that Reba got so much attention last year, that whole trip to Georgia with Reba and Garcel and Kyle and Sutton, the fact that all of us loved it so much, that is why we got Reba back. They put Reba on this first episode, and everybody kept saying, "Welcome to LA, welcome to LA," as if that was her first time in LA. She was in LA. Was she not at Sutton's fashion show at the end of last season? Am I tripping? Tell me if I'm remembering wrong. One of y'all who remember that, wasn't she? Didn't Sutton say at the reunion her mother came to visit? Like, am I tripping? Wasn't Reba in LA already? Wasn't she there? So why they keep talking about welcome to LA? Like that was her first time. Oh, she missed it. But hasn't she been to LA before? Okay, that's right. She did miss her flight. Never mind. Never mind. Thank y'all for see. I gotta refresh my memory. But wasn't she? Okay, maybe not. Okay, I take it back, child. Maybe not then. But anyway, so we get Reba again, and let me tell y'all something. Okay, thank y'all for reminding me because I really thought she was there, but I'm tripping. Okay, but let me tell y'all something. I was over here cracking up when Reba and Kathy Hilton met. Baby. Baby, Kathy leaned in to give Reba a kiss. And Reba gave her a kiss. And then Kathy went to go to that other cheek. And Reba said, "You know, I don't do that stuff." Here go Kathy. "Yeah, me either." Girl, yes, you do, Kathy. Yes, you do. Baby, Reba said, "I don't do that stuff. I don't do that side kiss. I don't do that side kiss thing." So we found out that, even though we already knew, but we found out that Javi has left, right? And so we saw Erica and Kyle talking about Sutton and Avi and Garcel. You know, they were kind of talking before they went over there. And then we saw Sutton talking to her mom about it. And so when the girls got there, of course, you know, they couldn't wait to ask about Javi. Where'd he go? What happened? What happened to Javi? And Sutton was basically like, "Look, you know, I had to let him go. You know, things happen, people grow apart." But the thing is this is what I know. And y'all, oh, you didn't know about Avi? Yeah, because Garcelle posted, what was this, like 2 weeks ago? Garcelle posted a picture with her and Avi, and she said, I got him in a divorce. Hold on, let me see if I can find that picture. Hold on. Sure did. He worked for Garcelle now, child. And that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I was getting ready to say the elephant in the room. Hold on, let me go to Garcelle's Instagram. Let me see if it's on the Instagram, child. Hold on. GAR. Let me see if I can find it. But it was a picture of Garcelle and Avi like at a step and repeat. And the caption underneath said, "I got Avi in a divorce," or something like that. It might not be here. It might have just been on her Insta story. Because I'm looking on her Instagram and I don't see it on her Instagram. Wait a minute, is this it right? No, that's her son. No. Yeah. It might have just been on her Insta story. because I'm not seeing it on her Instagram, just like straight up on her Instagram. But yeah, honey, it was a picture of her and Avi, and she was like, I got him in a divorce. Okay. You remember that, JB? Yeah. So, and that's when people first started talking like, well, what you mean you got him in a divorce? Hold on, let me see. Let me just double check before I say it ain't here. Let me double check. And I want to say, and JB, you correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to lie on nobody. But I want to say it was around the time of BravoCon. Like, it wasn't the weekend of BravoCon, but I feel like it was like maybe a week or two before BravoCon. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't see it on her Instagram. It might have just been on her Insta story because I don't see it. You could probably Google it. It's probably out there on a blog. I'm sure a blog picked it up or something. But yeah, so that was the first that I knew. But Ivy works for Garcel now. So here's the reality of the situation. What I know about reality TV and JB, and the rest, well, I'm calling out JB because he reviews reality just like me. We know how this goes. Sutton didn't want to answer the question, and Sutton didn't want to be clear about why Avi left, why they're no longer, because she said she fired him. And she said, well, it seemed like things went smooth at first, but it's gotten complicated. And then they showed us another flashback scene where she's talking about Avi, and she's like, well, you have to be a good communicator. And, Avi wasn't a good communicator. And Reba was like, shit, Avi sure the hell knew how to talk. So like I feel like that's the story they're gonna run with. I feel like that's what they're trying to build up is they're not gonna let it go, is what I guess I'm trying to say. The fact that she's trying to be evasive, they're not gonna let it go until Sutton tell them something. They let it go for now. But notice how everybody asked her. And she ain't really want to give up the information. Y'all know, like I know, they're not going to let that go. That's not how these shows work. They are not going to let Sutton get away with not telling them what happened between her and Avi. Especially since they know where Avi is. You know what I mean? Like, it's a small world. They know who Avi working for. Well, let me say this. Maybe when I say this, maybe he does not work for Garcel, but yes, he's friends with Garcel and he's no longer friends with Sutton. So I thought he worked for her, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe they are just friends, but that's who he's friends with. And like Sutton said, I thought we were friends. So that tells me that you might have fired Avi, but it doesn't sound like you wanted to. It doesn't sound like you wanted to fire him. Anyway, he said, I saw Reba's racist self, and I said, nope. Y'all know JB was on the fence about whether he was going to review this season. I guess he just decided. So at the party, Bose doesn't come to the party, and Dorit doesn't come to the party. Kathy comes, Erica, Kyle, and of course Sutton and Reba. Baby, the way Kathy was checking her makeup and hair and her knife the whole time they were having a conversation about Avi, and baby, the way that Kathy did not care. I was like I said, I find Kathy to be hilarious. And I know, again, I don't believe it's real. I believe a lot of it is an act. I really do. But the level of don't give a fuck that Kathy gives them every season, and the fact that Bravo just doesn't care, they want her there so bad, they just let her do what the fuck she wants to do, is hilarious to me. Kathy was sitting there holding up her knife, fluffing her hair, and checking her makeup the whole time they were having this conversation about Avi and and Sutton and their relationship and why Avi doesn't work there anymore and all of the things. Now, then we get another she's funny, but it comes off rude sometimes. She is rude. She is rude. I mean, then we get another scene of Bowles and Erica Jane having dinner. I didn't care about this scene either. Because once again, I feel like, oops, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, y'all. Because once again, I feel like we just going to get more of Erica Jane and her sex pie act. And I just didn't get anything from this scene other than them talking about Dorit and Kyle and are they going to be able to get along this season, and Sutton and Avi and Garcel. Baby, Garcel name. Listen, they talked about Garcel more in this episode than they ever wanted to talk about her on the season when she was on the damn show. Okay? Kathy was doing that. I'm rich. I don't have time to listen to you peasants. Yes, she does it all the time. Kathy ain't. She's still cool with. Yeah, Kathy's still cool with Garcel. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said the other day. I said Garcel made. I don't like the way things ended with Garcel on the show, but what I will say is Garcel did exactly what Garcel was supposed to do. She networked. She came on the show because she needed the check. And when I say need, I'm not saying she was poor, okay? But she needed that steady income. That baby built herself a whole beach house off of her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She secured multiple production contracts for her production company. She has produced how many movies for Lifetime in the last 3 years? When she first came on the show, she had a production company and they had like one little movie they were making. Baby, she got a whole she has a whole partnership with Lifetime now. She picked up a recurring role on a network series. What was that show that she was on? I think it came on like Netflix or Hulu. And then she was able to build relationships with the Lisa Vanderpumps and the Kathy Hiltons of the world. Like at the end of the day, I don't like how things ended with Garcel, but baby, Garcel walked away with a whole lot more than she walked in with. And if she lost Sutton along the way, oh well, she lost Sutton. But I think she gained a lot on this show, to be honest. Survival of the thickest. Thank you, boo. Survival of the thickest. Now, again, I don't like the way it ended, but it was time for her to leave. You know, in my opinion, would I want to see her come back on her own terms? Sure. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she left. Oh my gosh. Nah, baby. Nah. And she is still good with Bravo. Oh, Garcel is absolutely good with Bravo. Because I believe that Garcel, even though she did not take the cast photo, and I know Andy in the moment was probably like, the fuck? But I do believe that Garcel talked to Andy. I believe they had a conversation that you had with your boss. And I believe the door is definitely open for her, especially now after seeing the fan reaction to Garcel leaving. Because let's be clear. I don't know if y'all saw what I saw. I don't know if y'all saw what I saw in this episode, but what I saw was a bunch of women scrambling. Because that shit didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. When Garcel walked off that stage before we saw the reunion, the way that Bowles and Erica were being mean girls and talking they shit on Watch What Happens Live, and the way that, you know, they were talking before the public saw the reunion, and the way they were just alluding, you know, to different things, like we were going to be mad at Garcel. And when the reunion played and the way the fans reacted to Garcel, they didn't expect that shit. That ain't how they thought that was going to go. That is not how they thought that was going to go. So what we saw in this episode, in my opinion, they were scrambling. Hey, Brandon. Right. Erica got booed at BravoCon. Sure did. She sure did. The first day of BravoCon, too. So at the end of the day, and right, she was on Watch What Happens Live. Yeah, Garcelle is good. Again, and the reality is Garcelle's not stupid. She knows how this game is played. What would have been the benefit of her coming back on this show to fight everybody? She would have had to fight Erica, Kyle, Bose, Dorit, and now Sutton. What would be why would she come back? So anyway, and I don't know what her sign is, but clearly she's I can cut you off and not think and not look back kind of bitch. Now I do think didn't they say that she started following Kyle again? That I think, or did she say that the one person she would reach out to would be Kyle or something like that? I think she said she would talk to Kyle. I don't think she has, but I think she said that that's the one person maybe she would talk to. I'm not sure why, but okay. So anyway, that was pretty much the garden party. I mean, I can't think of too much. Oh, I already talked about Bose and Erica. We don't care. Bose, child, she's a Sagittarius. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. Sagittarius is my best friend is a Sagittarius. She's a real my best friend is like an empath. Like the female Sagittarius I know are, I won't use the word I won't say sensitive, but they're very much like, I'm gonna think about other people around me, sometimes to my own detriment. I don't know. Yeah, she's definitely enjoying her new granddaughter and her beach house, honey. Garcelle seems like she's at peace. She was saying that on the Breakfast Club interview. Plus, she's cranking out movies for her Lifetime partnership. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, she is definitely in a good space. So anyway, Kyle is having, I guess, yes, ma'am. Oh, we'll cut you off. Me all day. Yeah. Sag just love to travel, very outspoken and vocal. Nene is a Sag too. Okay. My mom was a Sag. She was the same way. Yeah. Because clearly Garcelle is the kind of person that can walk away and be good. Because, baby, that night, she blocked all their asses, unfollowed everybody, and kept it moving. And I do believe that Sutton did. I believe that Sutton called her. I believe Sutton blew that woman's phone up. But I also believe that she looked at that phone and kept it moving. I also believe that she had no intention of talking to, like, when she walked off that stage, she was done. Done. Now, I'm not going to speak for Garcelle, but what I am going to say is, we're going to get to this in a minute. So I'm going to wait till we get to this, because we're almost at the part where they're talking about Garcelle. So I guess I'm going to say it all at the same time. So Kyle is having, I guess, a sundress party or something like that. And Erica Jane, who shows up first, shows up out of theme. She don't have on no sundress. And I'm like, come on, Erica, you own a fucking dress. Like, you could have put on a damn sundress, but girl, whatever. All right, whatever. So Kyle is having this sundress party situation at her house, and Rachel Zoe comes. Kathy's late, child. Eventually everybody shows up, and Dorit and Kyle are there. And of course, this is the first time that Dorit and Kyle have sort of been around each other. And Sutton and Dorit is already being shady because somebody said Sutton's name, and Dorit was like, who? Who? Oh, I forgot who she was. See, that's the shit I'm talking about right there, Dorit. Girl, why? Why, girl? Why? That woman ain't even shown up yet, and you being shady. But then you'll turn around and play victim. Like, it was unnecessary shade. I said everything I had to say at the reunion. I mean, I can be cordial. I said everything I had to say at the reunion. Girl, you didn't say nothing at the reunion. Anyway, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. So the ladies are all talking, and you know they're doing that catch-up thing, talking about. So of course, we got to talk about Sutton and Avi again. We have to talk about Dorit and PK again. We have to talk about Bo shows up with Keely and her aunt. So of course, we got to talk about Keely and their relationship, and you know, Bo's bought everybody. She bought her mama, her auntie, and Keely. Are you YB and y'all doing it? Probably not, because YB, I said YB. JB's not reviewing it, so probably not. We know that in real time, her and Keely are engaged. I don't know if that's on the show or not. I think it is. But of course, we have to have all of these different conversations. But we get on the Dorit. I don't think Dorit and Kyle had a conflict yet. That probably comes later on. But the biggest conversation, of course, is the Garcel conversation. Here's what pissed me off about the Garcel conversation. Why y'all acting like y'all don't know why that woman is mad? Why are y'all acting like y'all don't know why that woman is mad? Why are y'all acting like y'all don't know why that woman is mad? That is what pissed me off. And that is why Garcel is not talking to none of y'all asses. Because at the end of the day, and this is what I was going to say, and I sort of backed off of it. I feel like if Sutton had called Garcel and said the right thing on a voice note, because the fact that the phone rang, the fact that Sutton could still leave a message tells me that she ain't blocked you. She just unfollowed you and wouldn't take none of your fucking calls. I feel like, JB said he would do a panel. Okay, well, maybe me, him, and y'all need to have a conversation. But I feel like had you called her with an acknowledgement of what you did to her, you might have your friend. Now, I still feel like she would have left the show, but you might have your friend, Sutton. But the fact that you are sitting there acting like you don't understand what happened and you don't understand why this woman left. Now, what also became very clear to me at this particular episode, at this particular event, before Sutton showed up, basically, Sutton, baby girl, they about to haze the fuck out of you. And they are going to make you prove to them that you deserve to be their friend. I want to see what she's bringing. Now that Garcel's not here. See, they blaming it all on Garcel, Sutton. They're saying that the reason why you acted the way you acted, the reason why you were two-faced, because that's what they said. They said you were one way when you were by yourself, but you was a different way when Garcel was around. Baby, they blew. Oh, yeah, we knew that was going to happen to Geeks. We knew it. They done blamed everything on Garcel. So, Sutton, baby, they are coming. And it's like you're gonna have to prove that you have a right to sit among them. They're gonna make you prove. Well, I want to see who shows up. I want to see which Sutton is going to show up, because she's a very different Sutton when she's by herself. And basically what they said is, now that your bodyguard is gone and you're exposed, you either gonna play ball the way we want you to play ball, or you gonna be on the hot seat. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know what y'all heard, but that's what I heard. Now, that's what we said. All of us said that last year. When Garcel left, we all said that. We said, oh, Sutton is about to be on and popping. Now, based on that trailer and based on some information that's already dropped on the blogs, it looks like you might get saved a little bit by this new housewife, not Rachel Zoe, but the other new girl. Because it looks like the other new girl is a disaster. It looks like she's a Mia 2.0, just a bunch of lies and all of that. So you might get saved just a little bit, Sutton, because I think this new girl is going to distract them a little bit. But let's not get it twisted, Sutton. You are on the hot seat. What pissed me off, and Bose is the only person that even alluded to why Garcelle was upset at Sutton. But once again, Bose don't want to take any responsibility for her part in it. She doesn't want to take any responsibility or any accountability for her part. So about, well, I think she was upset with me because I didn't, what she said, I didn't align with her or something like that. But I don't understand why that would upset her. Girl, you know that why that would upset her. Girl, you know why Garcelle thought that the two of y'all could be allies. Stop fucking playing. And then remember, they let us know that Bose reached out to Garcelle before she went on the show to get the who's who and the what's what. So I'm sure y'all had a whole sister girl moment when y'all was eating lunch and Garcelle was downloading you on the ins and the outs and the who's and the what's. And what I think pissed Garcelle off even more was you took the information that she gave you and you used it the way you used it. And in the process, you alienated her. Because let's be clear, and we said this last season, JB, we said this last season on the panel, her befriending Dorit was very calculated. Bose zeroing in on Dorit was very calculated. Because Bose, you really don't like that girl like that. And you know why I know you really don't like her like that? It's because every chance you get, you shade her ass. Did y'all see in the confessional at the very first scene, Dorita's in her confessional talking about how close her and Bose have gotten, and oh my gosh, she's the first person I call in the morning, and we've gotten so close over the last couple of months. And baby Bose in her confessional was like, she be leaving these long ass voice notes that I don't be wanting to listen to. You don't really like her like that. But you reaching out to her, you befriending Dorit last season and riding the way you was riding for Dorit was calculated. Very calculated. And listen, I can't even be mad at you for playing chess. But don't sit here and act like you don't understand why Garcelle felt some kind of way about it. Then Dorit gonna ask Garcelle. Lord, not Garcelle. I'm gonna ask Sutton, well, do you think it was more of an alliance thing? And the one thing I will appreciate, Sutton, and I reserve the right to change my mind if production shows us something different. Because y'all know how production be holding on and shit, and then they'll show it to you later. So let's be clear. I'm gonna hold on to this, and I'm gonna hold on to it until if production show us something different. But I will give you credit for this, Sutton. I will give you credit for defending your friend, even though she's not your friend no more. You would not allow them women to turn that into something else. You were like, no, I don't believe that's what it was. And she was like, she very nicely cut off the conversation and switched gears when they started digging in too deep on Garcelle. Now, again, I reserve the right to change my mind if they show us footage of something different that happened or something else that was said and Sutton joined in or Sutton said something nasty. But the way that scene was edited, it does sound like that Sutton was like, look, I know we ain't fucking with each other right now, but I ain't gonna sit here and let y'all just dog her ass out. Dorit is annoying Bose now that she has a man. Well, Bose always had a man. She had a man all last season. No, Dorit is annoying Bose because Dorit is fucking annoying. But Bose put up with it last year because, again, there was a method to her madness. Listen, the one thing that a first season housewife is afraid of is not becoming a second season housewife. Bose was trying to secure this paycheck, in my opinion. And as much as Bose can come down here and highlight black creators and black artists and black, businesses and all of that, you had an opportunity to align with a black woman on Beverly Hills, the first black flute holder on a diamond holder on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you didn't do that. You actually did the opposite. So all of the black whatever you show us, it means nothing. What up, Benji? Nay. Right, I agree. I think Bowles tolerated Dorit last season to play the long game. Exactly. That was I agree. Because Dorit is fucking annoying. Like, it just is what it is. She's annoying. But Rachel Zoe shows up. And Erica, and I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. Baby, Erica is so starstruck. Did you hear Erica couldn't even get her hi, I'm Rachel. I'm sorry, I'm Erica. It's so nice to meet you. Girl, Erica is so starstruck, she don't know what to do with it. Erica is so, and I knew it. I said, because whenever there's a big celebrity, Erica gets like that. Erica gets like that whenever there's like a big celebrity. And I knew that Erica was going to, and she's going to end up kissing Rachel Zoe's ass. And I hope that Rachel Zoe sees Erica for the ass kisser that she is. That's what I hope. But that was pretty much this episode. Like I said, I knew they were going to talk about Garcel. I knew that was going to be a topic of conversation. Rachel Zoe obviously is the new girl on the block. But what I do not want, now I understand that Avi is going to probably be, they're not going to let that Avi shit go. And I expect to hear Garcel's name a few more times because of her connection with Avi or whatever. But at the grand scheme of things, what I don't want is for this to turn into we're not going to talk about Garcel every episode. That's what we're not going to do. She gone. Y'all didn't want her there, and so she left. So leave her the fuck alone. Leave her alone. Y'all didn't want her there. So she left. Now leave her the fuck alone. I did see what Jennifer Tilly was like. This is why Garcel left. So I'll be interested to see how we got there. What happened? Oh, yeah, there was that conversation. Okay, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. There was a conversation with Dorit and the kids and the whole, did she tell the kids or not? Dorit be lying. Did y'all hear how Dorit hemmed and hawed around whether the kids knew and what you told the kids until finally, and see, this is why, now Kyle, when Kyle is on it, Kyle is on it. Baby, Kyle said, cut all that bullshit. Did you tell Jagger y'all were getting a divorce? Like, cut all this bullshit. Well, I mean, Jagger, well, you know, Phoenix knows, but Jagger really knows. But girl, did you tell them kids you was getting a divorce? And then Dorit had to say no. So what the hell did you tell the kids? You said we told the kids. What did you tell them? Because if you say that your husband's never home anyway, I mean, what did you tell them? Well, you saw when Dorit said, well, we told the kids, Bowles was like, you did? Like, bitch, you ain't tell me that. In them 17-minute long voice notes you be leaving me, you ain't say nothing about telling the kids. See, that's the shit that I'm talking about right there. Bowles, Dorit, you better watch her. And I'm going to be sitting back with my popcorn, enjoying it. I'm going to be sitting back with my popcorn. Now, Kyle claims she ain't talking to PK, but she was quick to defend PK about that picture. Talking about, well, to be fair, he didn't know that they were taking that picture. Girl, how you know he didn't know? How you know he didn't know? Kyle know good and damn well she's still talking to PK. Anyway, that's the episode. Listen, I'm not promising y'all a panel because I'm on Like 3 panels right now, y'all. I ain't promising y'all a panel, but I will talk to JB and I'll talk to y'all and see what we can do. But I ain't promising nothing, y'all. So don't, Lauren, don't get all excited. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a conversation and see what we can fit into what the three of us can fit into our schedule. You know, Miami was a bitch, and Miami was on Thursday night, and we had a hard time trying to come together and be consistent. Because the key is being consistent. We don't want to start something and y'all look for it and then we can't do it. So, you know, maybe we can do every other week or something like that. I'm not sure. Did you get the full snow day off? I don't think so. Hold on. Let me double check. Hold on. Well, I got a 2-hour delay, but I don't think they changed it yet. Let me see here. Let me see. No, it's just a 2-hour delay. Ain't nothing changed. So, yeah. I think it'll be a 2-hour delay. And if it actually starts snowing and sticking to the ground, then they might change it. But if it's just snowing and it's just flurrying and all of that, then no. But if it starts actually sticking to the ground, then they may change it. All right, y'all. Eventually some of them are going to turn on bowls. Then she can experience the depths of Garcel's hurt and frustration. I'm going to say this. It won't be this season. It won't be this season. If and when that comes if and when they come for bowls, it'll be next season. I do think bowls will get it, but it won't be this season. And the reason why I say it won't be this season is because 1, they're focused on Sutton. And 2, whoever this new girl is with her bullshit, I think that's where the focus is going to be. But if there's a 3rd season, if Bose stay around next season, yeah, I absolutely think it's because Bose and Dorit are going to fall out. And then Dorit is going to focus, and then she's going to zero in on Bose. And then you're right. Then she's going to understand how this shit went with Garcel. Yeah, it's not going to be this season. It won't be this season, in my opinion. But if she stays around for another season, I see it happening next season. I do. Yeah. Shoot, they pre-salted the rose to death. I thought about Blizzard. I thought a blizzard was coming. Yeah, I mean, they said that it's supposed to start overnight. If it starts and it starts sticking to the road, they did say it was going to be cold as hell. So whatever is down there, it's going to be cold as hell. That's what the latest prediction that I saw. But yeah, the good news is, well, I don't know. When I wake up in the morning, I'll roll over and see if they updated the status. And if not, like I said, I at least have a 2-hour delay. I can at least sleep for about another hour and a half before I get my butt up out the bed. I mean, if I wake up and I can't go to sleep, like if I wake up at my regular time and I can't go back to sleep, I may go ahead and get up and do a review. It'll just be early in the morning. Child, it ain't too cold for the children. We went to school in a blizzard, okay? Our parents put gloves, earmuffs, scarves. We had on thermals. We had on 3 pairs of socks. We had on some snow boots. We had a coat. We had a hoodie. We had a sweater. Okay, well, back then we didn't really have hoodies. We had, thermals, a sweater, and then we just got to school and we had to take all them. Remember having to get to school and take all them damn layers off? We wore snow. I remember having a snow suit that I had to zip up. And then when it was time to go to the bathroom, child, damn near peed on myself because I couldn't get that zipper down fast enough. Baby, it's not too cold. Now, let's be clear. As a teacher who don't really feel like going to work, I ain't going to complain. But, baby, I ain't going to forget that they sent our ass to school and all that shit. And I remember all them damn layers my mom used to put on our ass. It'd be hot as hell till you got out the house. Because it took you 15 minutes to put all that shit on. It was cold as hell. I mean, hot as hell, excuse me. Hot as hell. But anyway, y'all will know in the morning. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.